Can I be real with you? Most people aren't failing on social media because they're lazy. They're failing because they're focused on the wrong things. See, I used to be one of those people who used to post every day and wonder why nobody was buying. I was doing everything that the gurus told me to do: more content, more hashtags, more effort, more this, more that. But here's the truth: likes don't equal revenue. And until I actually learned these 7 things, I continue to drive in circles and circles. And so in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what it actually takes to turn your social media into a business, not just a place to scroll. So I'll share the story of what finally shifted everything for me in just a minute. But first, let me tell you this. So I remember sitting in this very room, feeling frustrated, out of my mind, looking at my phone, thinking, maybe this just ain't for me. Maybe it'll work for somebody else, but not me. Like, I was ready to give up, but it was a moment that I realized that I was treating social media like a stage instead of a system. Like, everything started to change after I realized that. And now I want to walk you through those very same shifts that I actually had. So first, you have to get clear on who you actually serve and why they should actually care. Like, if you're out here trying to talk to everybody and their mama, you're talking to nobody. That's why your posts they always fall flat, they always stall, they don't get no traction. Because you have to understand your audience's struggles and what their desires are, what their fears are, what problems do you solve for them? And why should they actually care? Because when you're clear on those things, that clarity will create connection with your audience and it'll start getting you more traction. So the next thing is consistency actually builds familiarity. And what I mean by that is when you consistently show up and you consistently give value to your audience, they become more familiar with you on what you actually give them, right? So if they constantly see you showing up almost like a TV show, right? Think about your favorite TV show. You know, you actually know when every new episode comes out. Almost like, for me, one of the recent episodes or recent shows that me and my wife actually likes to watch is Reacher, right? We knew exactly when Reacher was coming out and when they dropped, right? So if they dropped the episode this week and then disappeared for a month, I ain't gonna lie to you, we probably was gonna start watching something else. But that goes the same for your audience as well, because when you're not consistent with showing up, your audience won't be consistent with showing up either. Because that consistency builds familiarity, and familiarity builds trust. So you have to always continue to show up for your audience, right? Now, number 3 is you have to create content that actually connects with your audience, right? Not just content just to be putting out there, right? So if all you do is sell, 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 hey, go join my thing, all this stuff, if that's all you do and don't give people value, you're going to be ignored every single time. So if all you do is teach, you'll be liked but not bought from. Right? People will say, "Oh, you taught me something real cool." And then the moment that you actually want them to actually buy something from you, they're going to be like, I don't know about that, buddy. Right? So the magic is in the mix of the two. Value content that teaches, connection content that shows your personality, and conversion content that clearly tells people how you can actually help them. That balance actually builds trust with them, right? So number 4 is actually having some type of authority and social proof. So authority ain't about bragging about what you do. It's about showing people that you know your stuff. You know how you actually help them and solve their problems. So that means that you can share results, you can share lessons, you can share experiences of how you actually helped other people and like the behind the scenes stuff. So people don't even want perfection. Like, a lot of times people try to show up as this perfect person that people are just going to gravitate towards, but that's people don't want perfection. People want proof that you can actually help them get them to where they want to be. That's it. That's it. So number 5, here's one thing that I really noticed over the last couple years. When you build a community instead of building followers, man, that changes the game. That literally changes the game a lot, because followers don't pay bills. All they do is follow. So what pays the bills? Relationships do. Like, here on social media, a lot of people worry about subscribers and followers and all those things. But if none of those people give you money, guess how much money you're going to make? Zero. Like, I'd rather have 500 loyal people than 50,000 strangers who don't do nothing. Like, you have to build a community. You have to build some type of trust with people to where they say, hey, I'm going to stick with you for the long haul. So you got to respond to comments. You got to hop in the DMs. You got to make people feel like they're actually a part of something, like a journey, and not just another number. Like, think about it for you. How would you feel? Number 6 is you have to actually have a plan to actually monetize your content. Like, this one literally hurt me the most, because I thought that all I had to do was just post. But remember, likes don't equal revenue. You actually have to be clear. You actually have to have a clear, consistent path for people to actually go on. So when people watch your content, they need to turn into an actual lead and then into a client. But if you didn't have that actual path for them to walk on, and you just thought the content meant that you was going to make some money, you not going to have a business, buddy, at all. Because that means that you have to have something free to actually draw people in, right? You have to have like what we call a lead magnet, right? Something that you can say, hey, I'm going to give you this thing for free in exchange for your name, number, and email. So that way you can actually start communicating with them outside of the platform. So it's literally just a small, clear offer. You know, it solves the problem for people. And yeah. And then you actually have to have a system that actually follows up with them. So without all that, you're just entertaining people for free. And don't nobody want to be out here looking like no entertainer. That's not what we're here for. And so, like, when I finally figured all this out, I actually wrote everything down so that way I wouldn't lose focus, because knowing me, if I don't write it down, I'm going to forget it. And so that little system actually became a free training now that I actually give away. So you can comment down below Launchpad, or even click the link down below to access that free training. It's free.com. Right. So make sure you grab the CEO Launchpad. It's free. And yeah. So the last number 7, lucky number 7, you have to have patience and you have to test, right? You're not late, and you just haven't been consistent, right? You haven't been consistent long enough to where you can actually see some growth. A lot of people feel like, oh, I just hopped on social media. Now I'm finna blow up. I'm finna go viral. But social media ain't really about going viral. It takes time to go viral. It's almost like you gotta warm up the car, right? Social media is literally about planting seeds. So you don't plant corn today and expect to eat it tomorrow, right? That's the same way that happens with social media. You got to keep testing. You got to keep refining. You got to keep doing all the things that literally matter to help nurture people, so that way they can know, like, and trust you. So when you actually plant that seed, you go from planting the seed, time, and then you harvest. So when you spend that time continuing to nurture and prepare for the harvest, guess what? People are going to resonate with that. So make sure that you keep testing, you keep refining your stuff, you keep getting better, and actually give God enough room to actually multiply what you've actually put in on social media. So Those are the 7 things that it really takes to actually build a business on social media. And look, I know it can feel like a whole lot. It can feel overwhelming, but don't try to do everything all at once. Just start with one thing and then add the others as you continue to grow. So now, if this helped you, you'll want to check out the next video right here where I actually break down how you can actually become a client magnet, because it's going to help you take what we just talked about to the next level and go even further. I see you over there.